So if you have not already been on my channel, you may not know this, but I have been doing a learning how to play piano series. So I have been following one of the lesson books I really like and just been explaining kind of a few pages at a time what the book is introducing. In the series, we just got into learning chords, and chords can be so confusing in the beginning. I remember being confused about them for so long when I first learned them because they just don't make sense. Why do they have these weird names, and why am I moving the letters around and doing all this weird stuff? So I just want to try to help you guys to understand them as best as I can, and just the more you practice them, the more they will start to click, and eventually one day you will understand them, because I finally got to that point. Me a little while, but you will get there eventually. So I have already done a video on the C scale, and I have mentioned in other videos, you know, a little bit on chords and inversions, but today I really wanted to talk about chord progressions and inversions. So we are going to start with C because C major does not have any sharps or flats, so this is a very easy one to start with, and it's not quite as confusing. So chords are written typically as Roman numerals. So these are the different ones we have. We have I, which stands for 1 if you don't know Roman numerals. We have the 4 chord, which is written as IV, and then we have the 5-7 chord, which is written as a V and then a 7. So we're going to start with the 1 chord. So again, in C major, this will be C, E, G, and I'll have these written out on the screen so you can see the visual. So this is just the bass chord. If someone tells you to play a C chord, this is what you would play. Now, inversions are when we take one of these chords and we change the arrangement of the notes around. So for example, for the C major 1 chord, I can arrange this as C, E, G, E, G, C, G, C, E, and then back to C, E, G. Those are all inversions of the bass C chord. And that is all an inversion is. It's just taking the same letters and rearranging them. I'm just going to show you a quick example here of me playing the different C major inversions. So all I'm doing there is when I'm going up, I'm just taking the bottom note and putting it on the top instead. And then when I was going down, I was just taking the top note and putting it on the bottom. And that's really all there is to inversions. It's just rearranging the notes. So next I want to talk about the 4 chord. So again, we're still in C major here. The 4 chord will be C, F, A. Now you may notice this is actually an inversion of our F major chord. So the F major chord would be F, A, C, just as the bass 1 chord. So our C major 4 chord is just an inversion of that because it's just got the C on the bottom instead of the top. So we've gone over the 1 chord and the 4 chord. Now we're going to talk about the 5-7 chord. In our C major key, it will be B, F, G. So it's very different, a little bit weird, but that's our 5-7 chord. So in piano, we have something called chord progressions. Now this is when we play all the chords to one key in a certain progression. That kind of sounds really cool. So I'm gonna show you how we do it. So you're gonna start with your 1 chord, then you're gonna go to the 4 chord, back to the 1 chord, then go to your 5-7, and then back to the 1 chord to end it. So I'll show you what it looks like when I play it. Now, something that I found to be very helpful for practicing these chords and also just helping me remember them is using a scale book. So this is the one I always recommend because I love it. There's literally like nothing wrong with it. I have seen different scale books, and some of them I just don't like the way they teach the scales, but this one I love. It has on each page you will go through a different key. So obviously for the C major, we would have our 1 octave scale, our 2 octave scale, inversions. It has your full inversion It just shows you the notes for all of them, which is so helpful. If you ever forget what they are, you can just jump back to your book and check to make sure you've got it right. It also has your chord progressions and your arpeggios. And I just found this book super helpful for kind of making everything click in my brain. And for me, I'm a very visual learner, so seeing it on a page was really helpful for me versus someone just telling me, oh, these are the notes for that chord. But when I see them on a page in front of me, it helped my brain register what was going on a lot better. So we have gone over, for the C major key, the chord progression and the inversions. You can do this for any key. So any note you have on the piano, it could be F sharp, it could be A flat, they all have a different key, and the chords will all be different for each one. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more from my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. And I hope to see you back here very soon.